last lure I made just a few days ago was made of layers of plexiglass, and it came out pretty good, but the action wasn't that great. So I'm going to try a modification to try to get the action a little bit better in the water. I need more buoyancy, and so I need to make more of an air void on the inside. Let me show you what I'm planning on doing. What we'll do is take and make some kind of a shape like this. There's the plastic, that's the centerpiece, and along the back side of it cut out an opening right in here to try to make some buoyancy. Then I'd like to take some thin polycarbonate and put it on one side, and another layer on this side, and then finally two thicker layers that looks a little confusing, but these thin layers of polycarbonate would be the painted ones. So we'd have a thick layer in the middle with a void, two thin layers, and two thick layers. And I'm thinking that might work. And to try to increase my chances of success, I'm going to make one of my more traditional crankbaits that's a little chunkier and has a lip to it. Now, to ensure maybe I have a little more success, I'm going to go with one of my more traditional crankbait styles, and it'll be a little chunkier, which will let it have a little more movement to it. This will allow me to make a larger void up here and also have some weight in the bottom. I just realized I only need two of these. Now this plexiglass has a density of about 1.2 grams per cubic centimeter. So that's about 17 or 18 18% less than water, which means I got to take about 18% or 1/6 of the weight out of here. I'll make a ballast like that. Now I have 3 pieces of this plastic and I'm taking 1/2 of one out. So that would make about 1/6, or a little bit less. It's still not going to have neutral buoyancy, particularly when I put the hardware on and the UV resin. But it'll be a lot better than the last one I made. And I don't want to take too much out of the bottom part because it'll show more. What I'm looking to do is to cover the top part when I put the thin stuff over it with paint, a little bit thicker paint, so that void won't show as much, I think. It's not really pretty, but it's the void I wanted. Now, I learned one thing today. When you use a scroll saw on acrylic, it cuts a line and then it re-welds it behind it, just the heat, so you can't pull it out. So what I had to drill is I had to drill several holes and then cut in between the holes and then pop the pieces out afterwards. It was really something. And I took the Dremel and kind of cleaned the edges up a little bit. To start off with today, I'm going to glue, or actually tape, I guess, the sections all together so that I can put them on the bandsaw and cut out the general shape, then take them apart and start painting the different sections. Well, I'm not going with transparent on this, and I'll probably regret it, but I've got some red and some new Wicked colors, which I've never used Wicked before, and some yellow. And I've mixed the two together to get a sort of a orangish colored. It didn't exactly come out orange, but it was came out kind of a different kind of red, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And I've got one of the thin ones, the thin panels that are going to go over on both sides of the thick one. And this is going to be a very kind of orangish, yellowish with black tiger stripes. It really doesn't mimic any fish, but I've painted the pattern before and I really like it. gotta say these wicked paints do go on more evenly, and the reason I got them mainly was because they're supposed to go on a lot better on plastics, you know, as opposed to wood and some other substrates that are maybe a little rougher or more porous, and they do flow very evenly on this. And it's not as opaque as I thought it would be, because I wanted to keep it a little transparent, and I can still, I got a light bulb up there, I can still see the light bulb in the camera through them, so that should be good. Next step. Okay, I'm going to go put this in the UV chamber and let it cook a while. I held the thing in the curing chamber for maybe 10 seconds, and I realized it wasn't quite lined up, it had slipped, so I went to pull it out and tried to line it back up, and I couldn't. So it's not off much, but I'll have to, when I shape it and sand it down, it should be okay. But boy, that UV resin really takes fast, particularly with a 35 watt bulb. But I think it's time to call it a day and let that cure really good, and tomorrow will be another day to take and shape it and then finish it up. Well, here it is, all wet. It's wet. It's a little bit like what it'll look like glossed up. When it's dry, it gets a little bit cloudy. So, a little more sanding, probably with a Dremel, and polish it up a little bit. And then I've got to put the eye loops in. You drill the holes, put the eye loops in, and then we'll do a little more painting, and then put the final coat of UV resins on. Well, I've got to say that compared to the last one, the adding of that extra balance to the top gave it some really good action, as good as any of the wooden lures I've ever made. I wish I could have done something better. It's winter here, no snow yet, but it's very cold, and the water is low. The piers are out of the water, so I have this shallow water to test it in. Not really good, but I could see the action. It was really nice. So very satisfied with this. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like it if you want. It helps bring it to the surface so other people can see it if they're searching for it. Thanks.